These Canadian kids playing basketball in a Vancouver high school may look ordinary enough. But incredibly, one of them, although still only 14, has already joined figures like Mikhail Gorbachev and the Dalai Lama on the Global 500 honor roll of world environmental leaders. Meet Severn Suzuki. Severn came to international notice in 1992 when she was still only 12. She and a handful of her school friends formed an organization called ECHO, the Environmental Children's Organization, and managed to raise over $27,000 to travel to Rio to address world leaders at the Earth Summit.
A lot of people, I think, are really feeling depressed about what's going on and feel very helpless. The whole purpose of our organization going down to Rio was to speak on behalf of the children, because we felt that it was the children who would be ultimately affected by those decisions that were to be made by the delegates at Rio. And so we went down there to act kind of like consciences, to remind those adults that every action they were taking would affect our future.
But Severn couldn't possibly have imagined just how much impact her speech at the Earth Summit would have on everyone who heard it. Many called it unforgettable.
In my life, I have dreamt of seeing the great herds of wild animals, jungles and rainforests full of birds and butterflies. But now I wonder if they will even exist for my children to see. Did you have to worry of these things when you were my age? All this is happening before our eyes, and yet we act as if we have all the time we want and all the solutions. I'm only a child, and I don't have all the solutions. But I want you to realize, neither do you. You don't know how to fix the holes in our ozone layer. You don't know how to bring the salmon back up a dead stream. You don't know how to bring back an animal now extinct. And you can't bring back the forest that once grew where there is now a desert. If you don't know how to fix it, please stop breaking it. 2 days ago here in Brazil, we were shocked when we spent time with some children living on the streets. This is what one child told us. I wish I was rich. And if I were, I would give all the street children food, clothes, medicines, shelter, and love and affection. If a child on the streets who has nothing is willing to share, why are we who have everything still so greedy?
I don't think Canadians realize how lucky we are to live here. I can't begin to compare my life with the life of another 14-year-old living in a country like Brazil. The differences are so great, and I take it for granted the fact that I go to school. In fact, I complain to my parents about, oh, Mom, do I have to go to school? When it would be an incredible privilege to a child living on the streets to go to school.
After her speech at the Earth Summit, Severn was congratulated by Al Gore, now the United States Vice President, who told her that it was the best speech of the conference. He was only the first of many world figures to be impressed by her. Now, Severn spends her free time campaigning on environmental issues, but she doesn't think that political change is enough.
Real change, I think, has to start in our local communities, in our homes. I don't think we can wait for our governments to do it. The governments are there to serve what the people want, and we have to tell them what we want. We have to make it known that we want change. I think that a lot of kids right now are feeling very helpless. All these problems we see on the news, on TV, they're very overwhelming because they're so huge. And you're thinking, what can just a child do? When we have no political say, we can't vote, we don't register governmentally. But what I think is we can have a lot of influence on our parents, because I think our parents love us. And if our parents know that we're really scared about the future, I don't think that they can ignore that. And I think that that's where kids can have a lot of power.
Parents should be able to comfort their children by saying, everything's going to be all right. It's not the end of the world, and we're doing the best we can. But I don't think you can say that to us anymore. Thank you.